Amazon. From garage bookstore to everything empire in 2024, Amazon is worth over $1.5 trillion. But just 30 years ago, Jeff Bezos was packing books in his garage, begging his parents to invest their life savings in a crazy idea that might not work. This is the story of how a Wall Street analyst quit his six-figure job to sell books online, lost 94% of his company's value in 2 years, and somehow built the most powerful company in human history. By the end of this video, you'll understand the 3 decisions that separated Bezos from every other entrepreneur, and why Amazon's success nearly destroyed the company multiple times. Let's go back to 1994. Jeff Bezos was 30 years old, making serious money as a senior vice president at D.E. Shaw, one of Wall Street's most prestigious hedge funds. He had the corner office, the Manhattan apartment, the perfect life. Then he read a single statistic that changed everything. Internet usage was growing 2,300% per year. Bezos realized that the internet wasn't just a trend, it was the biggest opportunity in human history. But he also knew that if he didn't act immediately, someone else would. So Bezos did something his friends thought was completely insane. He quit his dream job, packed his car, and drove across the country with his wife Mackenzie to start an internet company. But here's what nobody talks about. Bezos didn't choose books because he loved reading. He chose books because they were the perfect product for online retail. There were over 3 million books in print, but even the largest physical bookstore could only stock 200,000. Online, Bezos could offer every book ever published. Plus, books were light, easy to ship, and people already knew what they were buying. On July 5, 1994, Bezos incorporated Amazon. Calm in his garage in Bellevue, Washington. The name came from the world's largest river because he wanted to build the world's largest store. The early days were brutal. Bezos, Mackenzie, and 2 employees packed books on concrete floors. When orders came in, they drove packages to the post office themselves. But within 30 days, Amazon was shipping books to all 50 states and 45 countries. They were processing 20 orders per day without spending a cent on advertising. Word of mouth was spreading like wildfire. By 1995, Amazon was selling $100,000 worth of books per week. Venture capitalists were calling every day. But Bezos knew that to truly win, Amazon needed to move fast and think bigger. In May 1997, Amazon went public at $18 per share. The company was losing money, but investors believed in Bezos' vision. The stock jumped 54% on the first day. But Bezos wasn't satisfied selling just books. In 1998, he announced Amazon would expand into music and movies. Then toys, then electronics, then everything. Wall Street freaked out. One analyst called it Amazon Toast. How could an online bookstore compete with Walmart, Best Buy, and Toys R Us simultaneously? Then 2000 hit. The dot-com bubble burst. Internet stocks crashed 80%. Amazon stock fell from $107 to $6. The company that was supposed to revolutionize retail was suddenly worth less than a single Barnes & Noble store. Business magazines published cover stories asking Amazon, bomb? Investors were demanding Bezos' resignation. Employees were leaving for more stable jobs. But instead of retreating, Bezos doubled down on the most controversial decision in Amazon's history. He would sacrifice profits for growth, indefinitely. While other companies focused on quarterly earnings, Amazon reinvested every penny back into the business. Lower prices, faster shipping, better technology, more products. Profits could wait. Wall Street hated it. For 15 years, Amazon barely made any profit. Analysts called Bezos delusional. When will Amazon finally make money? Became the most asked question in business. But Bezos had a secret weapon that nobody understood: Amazon Web Services. In 2002, Amazon realized they had built the most sophisticated computing infrastructure in the world just to run their website. What if they rented that computing power to other companies? Oz launched quietly in 2006. Most people ignored it. Amazon was a bookstore, not a technology company. Why would serious businesses trust their data to a retail website? But startups loved Oz because it was cheap and flexible. You could launch a company without buying expensive servers. You only paid for what you used. Companies like Netflix, Airbnb, and Uber were built entirely on Oasis. These companies grew, Amazon's hidden technology business exploded. By 2010, AWS was generating billions in revenue with 50% profit margins. While Amazon's retail business broke even, Yodas was printing money. But Bezos still wasn't satisfied. In 2005, he launched Amazon Prime. For $79 per year, members got free 2-day shipping on everything. Retail experts said it was financial suicide. Amazon would lose money on every shipment. How could free shipping possibly make business sense? But Bezos understood psychology better than logistics. Prime members didn't just get free shipping, they got convenience, speed, and peace of mind. Once someone paid the annual fee, they were psychologically committed to buying everything from Amazon. The results were incredible. Prime members spent twice as much as regular customers. By 2020, Prime had over 200 million subscribers, generating $25 billion in pure subscription revenue. In 2007, Bezos made another bet that seemed crazy. The Kindle e-reader. Publishers hated it. Bookstores saw it as a threat. Even Amazon employees questioned why a retailer was building hardware. But the Kindle wasn't just an e-reader, it was Amazon's Trojan horse into digital media. Books, magazines, newspapers, audiobooks. Amazon wasn't just selling products anymore. They were selling content. When Apple launched the iPad, experts predicted the Kindle was dead. Who would buy a single-purpose device when you could have a tablet that did everything? But Kindle sales actually increased. People loved having a dedicated reading device. More importantly, every Kindle sold locked customers deeper into Amazon's ecosystem. By 2015, something remarkable happened. Amazon's stock price finally reflected the company's true value. The retailer that had been unprofitable for 20 years was suddenly worth $300 billion. But Bezos still wasn't done innovating. In 2014, he announced Amazon Echo, a voice-controlled speaker powered by artificial intelligence. Tech experts were skeptical. Amazon was a retailer, not an AI company. Google and Apple had better technology. Why would anyone want to talk to their shopping list? But Alexa became the fastest adopted technology in history. Millions of people were suddenly comfortable ordering products, controlling their homes, and accessing information just by speaking. More importantly, every Alexa device was a direct line into Amazon's ecosystem. Voice shopping grew 50% year over year. Amazon had turned their customers' homes into shopping terminals. In 2020, the COVID pandemic changed everything. Physical stores closed overnight. Online shopping exploded. Amazon was suddenly essential infrastructure for the entire economy. Amazon hired 500,000 new employees in 6 months. Their stock price doubled. AWS powered half the internet as millions of people worked from home. By 2021, Jeff Bezos had become the richest person in the world, worth over $200 billion. Amazon employed 1.5 million people and generated $500 billion in annual revenue. But the numbers that really mattered were different. Amazon handled 40% of all e-commerce in America. AWS powered 30% of the internet. Prime had become as essential as electricity for millions of families. Amazon had achieved something unprecedented. They had become infrastructure. Not just a company you bought from, but a platform that other businesses depended on to exist. Today, Amazon operates in every country on Earth. They deliver packages by drone, operate grocery stores without cashiers, and produce Emmy-winning TV shows. The company that started in a garage now controls logistics networks that span continents, data centers that power the internet, and entertainment studios that rival Hollywood. So what can you learn from Amazon's incredible journey? There are 3 key lessons that apply to any business. Lesson 1. Obsess over customers, not competitors. While other retailers focused on beating each other, Amazon focused on making customers happier. Lower prices, faster shipping, better selection. Everything else followed. Lesson 2. Play long-term games with long-term people. Bezos was willing to lose money for 20 years to build competitive advantages that couldn't be copied. Short-term pain for long-term dominance. Lesson 3. Turn your problems into products. Amazon built AWS because they needed computing power for themselves. They built Prime because shipping was expensive. Every internal challenge became a new business opportunity. Jeff Bezos took a simple idea selling books online and turned it into a $1.5 trillion empire that touches every aspect of modern life. But more importantly, he proved that if you're willing to think bigger, move faster, and sacrifice short-term profits for long-term vision, you can build something that changes the world. The next time someone tells you to focus on quarterly profits instead of customer satisfaction, remember, they said the same thing about Amazon.